This is perfect for the Miami Heat. A suggestion of an extension between Davion Mitchell, the young feisty point guard, and this Miami Heat organization is a match made in heaven. I'm here to break down why this Miami Heat team should be inclined to go out and pay this young point guard and what benefit he would bring this Miami Heat organization going forward for years to come. We'll break down all of that on this episode of Heat Digest. But first, before we get to the news, please do remember to subscribe to the channel, as nearly 80% of you guys watching this video are not currently subscribed. We do appreciate all the love and support, so thank you guys. But now let's get to it and break down a key move for Miami this offseason, and one that would be a key start to this offseason for this Miami Heat team. If the Miami Heat were able to go out there and make this move very, very early in the offseason and get off to a great start, I think it could propel this Heat team throughout the entirety of this offseason in the sense of being able to go sign key free agents. And yes, I understand Davion Mitchell is not the key name amongst all available guys this offseason, between Kevin Durant, Giannis Antetokounmpo, as well as an ample amount of others that are actually free agents and not just trade targets this offseason. But Davion Mitchell, a young point guard, fits in so perfectly with this Miami Heat team. This is something that we discussed when he was initially traded for back at the deadline, back in February this past season, between the Jimmy Butler situation that was going on. It was a bright point for the Miami Heat, as, again, Butler was departing. A disgruntled all-star saga was coming to an end in Miami, and the return wasn't great, at least on paper, and it didn't have the Miami Heat fan base and Heat Nation all fired up because it didn't seem like they were going to be able to still compete. But in the end, they went out and they were able to acquire Andrew Wiggins as well as others, and specifically Davion Mitchell, who is now seems like he could fit into this Heat culture and this Heat organization for years to come. And because of his age and his abilities, it seems like he is someone great to be able to grow around, whether he is a six-man coming off the bench, a substantial piece, or, again, a starter who can play situationally for this Miami Heat organization in all of the biggest matchups, again, because of the defensive capabilities as well as the offensive bag that he maintains. We're going to break down this article written by Anthony Chang that breaks down this entire relationship between Davion Mitchell and this Miami Heat organization, and, quote, why it is an amazing fit for this Heat team. And it has a lot to do with the price. So let's get to it and break down a few of these quotes. We are going to start with this one that goes on to say, the defensive-oriented Miami Heat and defensive-minded guard Davion Mitchell agree that they are the perfect fit for each other. Going on to say, quote, it's an amazing fit, said Mitchell, who started this season with the Toronto Raptors before being traded to the Heat on February 6th as part of the Jimmy Butler deal. Quote, everything they do, everything they're about, it's like I really didn't have to do anything. I feel like I'm just here. I feel like I can be free. And that is the end of the quote, again, from the young point guard Davion Mitchell. And this is really what you want to hear. Someone that is so established to the culture, regardless of whether or not he's been here for 10 years, 15 minutes, or again, like Mitchell has been, just a handful of months. He has fit in like a perfect match, like a perfect puzzle piece to this Miami Heat organization because of the culture they have established over decades of work and trying to establish this culture. Mitchell is a perfect fit for this Heat team. Now, Anthony would go on to write, the Heat is expected to extend an $8.7 million qualifying offer to Mitchell before the June 29th deadline to make him a restricted free agent, allowing Miami to match outside offers in free agency to retain Mitchell. If the Heat doesn't extend the qualifying offer, Mitchell would become an unrestricted free agent this offseason, and Miami would lose the power to always have an opportunity to match outside offers. So that's a substantial piece of information. Making Mitchell a restricted free agent rather than an unrestricted free agent is going to go a long way because he, regardless of the name, he's going to fit in on a lot of teams. A lot of championship-worthy teams and competing teams are going to want to go out there and acquire someone like Davion Mitchell, even if he's going to be a sixth-man guy or a guy off the bench, just helping them in little ample minutes, because of the boost he brings. Not only offensively, which he is a spark plug for in the right moments, but defensively every single time he touches the hardwood. Now, the article would go on to say Mitchell can return to the Heat on a one-year, $8.7 million qualifying offer. The Miami Heat, or Miami is expected to extend to him in the coming weeks. So expect this to happen again in the following 2 to 3, possibly even up to 5 weeks ahead for this Miami Heat team, which again would be great. Again, getting ahead of this offseason, getting something done that is substantial, something that is going to boost this Miami Heat team and be a positive. Yes, Pat Riley in his postseason press conference said he did not want to, quote, run it back like in years prior. But Davion Mitchell is outside of that. He is a new addition to this Heat team who only got about half a year at best to play for this Heat team that seemed to already be defeated once he got there due to external reasons outside of himself. If you give him more time to be a part of this Heat team, he could be a substantial piece. I truly, truly believe that. Now the article would continue with this. Quote, I haven't really thought about it or talked about it with my representation, Mitchell said on exit interview day in late April when asked about his impending free agency. Quote, I think that there's a long summer and we're going to have a lot of time to talk about it. And when we do, I'll be prepared for that. But as of right now, I don't really know because I've never been in this situation before. I'm just waiting to talk to my agency. And again, that is the end of the quote from Davion Mitchell discussing what to expect from him on this side of free agency, something that is a new environment to him because, again, he is a young player in this league. He's only been in the league for a handful of years, now 4 years in the NBA. He's coming off of his rookie contract, which is, again, expiring at the end of this season, has already expired because this season has already come to a close. Now he's going to be a restricted free agent, thankfully, so the Miami Heat are going to be able to match all offers that are given to Mitchell. And I wouldn't be surprised if there were a handful of them. I'm not saying all 30 teams are going to be invested in Davion Mitchell, but I would not be surprised if there were 8 to 12 teams looking to acquire this young point guard who has a lot of defensive capabilities as well as a lot of offensive potential, and who's still only just a young player in this league going into his age 27 season. You're going to get at least another 6 to 8 years out of this young man with all the right side of the basketball being played in the sense of defense, always hustling to the basketball, rebounding, and getting the job done for your team. I really hope the Miami Heat go out there and make this move and get something done early in this offseason so it allows them to continue to go through and work through this offseason without boxes not checked off, ones that are still pending because they have failed to really address them up to this point or up to the point that they get to. And I think that Davion Mitchell, despite being a smaller fish in this free agency pond, is going to be a substantial piece later down the line. And I'm not just speaking about this upcoming year, but for the 4 to 5 years to come for this Miami Heat team. Regardless of whether or not he's coming off the bench or a starter, he's going to play very productive minutes because of the brand of basketball that he plays. And there's no question to whether or not he's bought into the culture and the overall tone of this team with the mentality as well as gameplay that we watch from him night in and night out. Let me know down below what you guys believe and think about this possible addition and extension to this Miami Heat team with Davion Mitchell. I'll see you guys on the next episode of Heat Digest. Thank you guys for watching.